Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Start. Hey, আপনার start হয়েছে? Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Urunamo Ganguly, Joint Director Examination from Costing Institute, and in my right is Mr. Kamalesh Patnaik, Deputy Director Examination, and another official will be joining very soon. I just want to tell you certain thing about the ICMAI examination. Is that our examination will be held from 11 p.m. The examination will be conducted in only one syllabus, that is syllabus 2016. And what is more important, that by this time every observer as well as the center in charge has received the key packets and everything, and all the center have received 8 trunks containing the question paper of each day. So I want to tell you that on 9th June every observer has to visit the center in charge, exam center. First of all, they will check whether the each and every center has received 8 steel trunk which contains date of examination, as well as we contain that for 11 June there will be 1 steel of trunk, for 12 June there will be 1 trunk, for 13 June there will be 1 trunk. So now it is important that each trunk have a two lock. One key is with the observer and another key is with the center in charge. So before the opening of the question trunk, every observer and center should be present together, and they will open the lock, and 2 students should be present there. And in the one declaration form has already given to the center in charge. It is there in the hard copy. Each center in charge as well as the observer and these 2 students will sign that declaration that QP trunks was in a intact condition. Once they open the trunk, there will be a tamper-proof packet. Tamper-proof packet, they have to open the tamper-proof packet, contains the date of examination, say exam center code, as well as the question papers. Like for 11 June, there will be intermediate question paper, foundation question paper, as well as the final question papers, and the subject code and name. Once they open the tamper-proof packet, there will be a Kotlin packet. But in the Kotlin packet, there will be label outside the Kotlin packet. That label is very much important. Before opening the question paper, they have to check the label. Whether they have to check the label, that is very important, whether this label contains the date of examination, subject name, and date of examination, subject name, subject code, and the center code before opening that packet. Once the packet is open, then they will go for the distribution of question paper. That is all written in the center guidelines. We have sent center guidelines to each and every center in charge. Kindly ask the center in charge, read the center guidelines, and every center has received the attendance packet by this time. Please open the center guidelines and read it thoroughly. And for every observer, there is a one laminated sheet. Laminated sheet, everything is given. Very important, each every observer should visit the exam centers on 9 June. 9 June, there will be, they should see whether all the arrangement regarding conduct of examination has been made, like seating arrangement, and whether the trunks in a secure condition, whether every exam center has received the stationery or not. Okay, this is very important. Now I will show you the answer script. The orange answer script is for intermediate and foundation. Orange answer script is for intermediate and foundation. This answer script is both common for intermediate and foundation. And magenta color is for final. Magenta color is for final. Only final this will be used. Okay. And every center should make necessary arrangement for waters. It is not like that. Since it is a summer season, water arrangement should be made. It is not like that you have to put something mineral waters or like that. Only normal school waters that is available in the school and colleges, that must be provided to the students. And for that we are paying waterman charges because it is summer season. And very important is that every observer should see that proper seating arrangement has been made. In one bench they can put two students, but they should not be of the same. Like intermediate, both two intermediate cannot sit in one bench. One intermediate, one final, it is allowed. One intermediate or foundation is allowed, but two intermediate in one bench or two final in one bench, two foundation bench is not allowed. Okay, so there should be a jumbling of exam students in the classrooms. And very important is that repeatedly I am telling, no mobile phones should be allowed in the classrooms. Even any student found mobile phone in a switched off mode, they should be expelled from the examination hall. That is clear instruction has been given. No electrical gadget except calculators are allowed in the classrooms. This is very strictly should be followed everybody. Every center should follow this. This is very, very important. Nowadays, lot of things are going on with the mobile phones, and no student should allowed to carry the mobile phone inside the hall. This is very clear instruction. And other things should be carried. What is important is the question paper should be in a secured condition. Okay, and observers should be very careful about the arrangement, and center they should guide and help the center in charge to conduct the examination. And now our Deputy Director Pradipta Ganguly has also joined, and he will say something about further detailing regarding certain matters.
The written answer scripts, every day after the examinations, the written answer scripts will have to be packed as per the instructions provided in the instruction sheet, and they will have to be sent by Blue Dot. Blue Dot people have already been instructed to collect that from the center. It might take 15 to 20 minutes after the examinations. 15 to 20 minutes after the exam is over, they will come and collect it. Till that collection is being done, we request the exam center in charge and the observers to be there in the center. If in case it is not collected, like on Sunday there may not be available, then it will have to be kept in secure condition at the center, and it will be sent back, it will be collected by the Blue Dot people on the next day. Please maintain confidentiality in this regard. Kindly note also that the trunks will not have to be sent on the day of exams. Empty trunks will be kept by the center only. It will be kept in the centers still all the exams are over. Empty trunks will be collected by the Blue Dot people after the exams are over, and that will be say in the last week of June or even in the first week of July. So kindly note that empty trunks will not be sent. There will be no item kept in the trunks as well when it will be collected in the last week of June or first week of July. In regard to water, our HOD has already mentioned that mineral water will not be provided. The regular water which is kept for drinking purpose at the school or college at your center will be provided to the candidates. So no mineral water, only waterman charges are being paid by the institute. So the regular water supply has to be given to the students so that they do not suffer in this hot weather. If you have any questions in regard to any of the matters, you need to contact the hub person who has already provided you the mobile numbers. So they will be always available 24 hours in this regard. Please do not hesitate. Other than that, also there is a toll-free number which is available, which has been already mailed to you. So in case there is some doubt in regard to conduction of examinations, please get it clarified. The answer booklets will be collected by the Blue Dot people, as I've already mentioned. If somehow they are not collected, then it will be collected on the next day. There is Hindi as well as English papers. So Hindi stamp has been provided to you. So in case the exams paper is In case the paper is there, Hindi stamp will be used and it will be sent to us on the same packets with the usual answer scripts. As already mentioned by our joint director, no mobile phones allowed in the center. Mobile phones in switched off mode can be kept in a bag, that too outside the examination hall. So kindly note that no mobiles and no other electronic gadgets other than calculators is allowed during the examination. If any student breaks the rules, please do not hesitate to expel him out of the examinations and immediately you contact us. We will take necessary actions in this regard. The trunks will be opened on each day. No trunk will be opened for the other day. Suppose the date of examination is on 11th. The trunk which is designated for 11th examination will be only opened on 11th. 12th, 13th trunks will be opened on 12th and 13th dates respectively. So the trunks will be opened. There are two locks in them. One of the locks, keys to the one of the locks is with the center in charge and the other key to the lock is with the observer. The observer and the center in charge will simultaneously meet 1 hour or half an hour before the examination and with their keys it will be opened in front of two students who will be witnessed in the examination hall. You need to carry the signatures of these students who have been witnessed to see that the trunk is opened in front of them. No student will be allowed, no candidate will be allowed once the examination has elapsed for 15 minutes. The center in charge should take due care to see that nobody gets in the hall without proper permission. Other than the candidates who have their admit card or any form of identity that has been provided by the institute, no other person, no institute's person, no institute's chapter's person will be allowed in the examination hall. Please note that no other representative from the institute are being sent there. Only the observer who is carrying the proper authority letter and the center in charge and the designated invigilators will be around during the examination. If any person comes and says, I am the member of this institute or I am working in this social department, please do not allow them unless the examination department has provided any authority to them. Kindly make sure that the answer scripts are sealed in a proper manner as that has been provided in the instruction sheets. Both the observer, the center in charge should read the instruction sheets carefully. If there is any doubt, you can always get in touch with us. You can always call the numbers that has been provided, the numbers which our hub persons have provided you. Please do not hesitate to contact us on every step of conduction of the examination. Keys will be sent. The center in charge will take the keys, collect the keys from the observers. Together, after the exams are over, all the papers are done, they can send us the keys for the trunks, but the trunks will remain with the center till further instruction. Empty trunks will only be collected by the Blue Dart courier once the examination is over. They will be collected by the end of June or in the first week of July. So no tension in this regard. The collections will be done by our end through the Blue Dart people. Mostly we are expecting that the collection will be done on 21st.
Empty trunks.
Yeah, on 21st of June. So in regard to trunks, please do not be very curious about it because empty trunks will be collected from your center in due time. Question papers which are not used will be kept at your center till further instruction. Answer scripts which are not used will be kept by your center till further instructions. Online facilities have been provided. If you can manage to send us the details through online day-to-day activities, the student attendance, any other queries, please do that. It will be helpful for us to conduct the examination.
Now I want to say something about these things is that every centering observer should read the laminated sheet very carefully. Certain instruction is given there in the observer sheet. This is very vital important, and observer should give the online report each and every day for opening of QP. An online report has to be filed every day. For that was the online connectivity will be given to them through the online observer report is there. They should give the papers in the online submission report. And regarding the declaration of question paper, signing up declaration for opening of question paper, center in charge, observer, and 2 students are required to open for signing of the declaration. Okay. Now, what is important is that very carefully you should listen that for intermediate and foundation there will be only one answer script, one type of answer script, and final there is a one type of answer script. There is no separate answer script for intermediate and foundation. Okay, intermediate foundation for orange, for final it will be magenta. This is very careful. Every observer kindly check, center in charge also kindly check whether sufficient stock of answer script is lying with them for conducting the examination at the end of closing of each and every day. This is very important. Okay, and also we kindly ensure the question trunks for 8 days are kept in a secure condition. That they must ensure on 9 June when they are visiting the examination center. They should be kept in a secure condition, lock and key condition, and everything is in a proper condition, and also the necessary arrangement in the halls and everywhere it is made. Now I will ask Mr. Kamalesh Patnaik to say something about conduct of examination.
Good afternoon, everybody. I like to congratulate everybody for in advance for smooth conducting of examination of coming June 2018 term of examination. Regarding that coming examination, our seniors have already covered most important points, but few points I like to cover you again. First of all, you have to means all the observers and center in charge must visit the center on 9th of June before starting of the examination to see that every condition, every means that to visit the exam center on 9th to see that every conditions are in okay conditions or not means all the stationery, all the QP packets, all exam material you have received or not, all the keys. Another thing you have to be remembered, to open the QP trunk there is 2 locks on every trunk. Every day of the examination there is a separate trunk, and for a specific trunk you have to open 2 locks are there. And new things this time we have implemented that plastic strapping. So trunks are strapped with the plastic ribbon and as well as 2 locks. You have to check that everything is in intact condition or not. You have to check it on 9th itself. All the stationery, exam material, trunk, keys, all the things you have received or not. Please let us be informed that all the things you have received in intact condition. Another thing is I want to remind you that at the time of opening QP trunk, on every day of the examination, that observer, center in charge, there is a separate key. For the observer, 1 key is there, and center in charge, another 1 key is there. You have to open the trunk with that specific keys only, for a specific center in charge key and specific observer's key. And after opening the specific trunk of that specific date of the examination, one undertaking form is there. That undertaking form has to be signed by the center in charge as well as the observer as well as 2 present students of that day of the examination. That undertaking form is very important to us. That has to be signed on every day of the examination before starting of the examination, and that has to be kept with your end. And last day when all the exam is over, including the attendance sheet, you have to send it back to us, including all the undertaking. Another thing, you just all seniors have already mentioned all the points, but things to be remembered, there is 15 minutes reading time, so accordingly you have to open the QP trunk. 1:45 you have to distribute the question papers, but answer sheet you have to distribute
At 2
dot
o'clock.
2 p.m. 2 o'clock. So 15 minutes reading time is there, and up to what time that student can enter the examination hall means that 15 minutes grace time also there. Up to 2:50 up to 2:15 p.m. any students, if they are asking to allow the examination, that up to center in charge they can allow him to appear the examination. Another thing is that is very important is that seating arrangement. Already sites are informed to you that seating arrangement should be such a way that for a particular bench there may be two students, but two students should be in different course. Intermediate is maximum student. I already informed you that intermediate students are maximum student of every centers, and final and foundation comparatively less students compared to intermediate student. So you can mix up the intermediate with final, intermediate with foundation, but you have your seating arrangement should be such a way that answer script should not be mixed. Every day that reverse pickup facility is there, that blue dot person will comes to your end when the exam is over, around 5 or 5:30 p.m. they will comes to your center, they will pick up all the written answer script from your end, and at the time of handover the answer script to the blue dot people, you just note down the consignment number, and that to be put in your center login. You just all the center in charge are requested to go to the center login. You can find out all the necessary instructions are there, what are the information you require, all the informations are there, what students are appearing to your exam center, what materials you supposed to receive, everything is mentioned there, including the consignment number. Whenever you will receive that, you just make a confirmation that yes, we have received it. In the center login, that facility is there, you just make a tick that we have received, but that's all. We can understand that you have received all the material, to conduct the examination. Another thing I like to mention that this is the rainy season, so plastic paper should be wrapped to each written answer script before dispatching the material to our examination department. Another thing is that there may be few students those doesn't have the roll number. For that you have to allot the specific roll number from the last page of the attendance sheet. That roll number is not yet been allotted for any student. That roll number can allow him for a specific student. That student, for those students doesn't have the roll number, but they have the sufficient document of the admit card is there, but that roll number is not mentioned there. Okay, another thing I want to mention that to appear the examination for a particular student, admit card is very important, including the identity card, photo identity card, maybe that institute's photo identity card or voter card, Aadhaar card, PAN card, any of the voter photo identity card must be there. Another thing I like to mention that without the authorization letter, nobody can enter into the exam center. Only the authorized person can enter into the exam center. Before starting the examination, that all the material, all the exam material should kept in a secure condition, and at the time of starting examination, that to be signed by observer, center in charge, and presence of two students. So that to be very much careful about the exam stationery and exam material. And if for a particular case, sometimes that Sunday reverse pickup facility is not there for particular centers, on that case, blue dot, like date of 17th exam, there is a Sunday exam. On that day, blue dot people may not come. Blue dot people may not come, but for that case, you have to keep the evaluated answer script in a safe, secure condition, and from the just next day, that blue dot person will come and give the evaluated answer script of that day exam and last day exam. Okay, 2 days exam evaluated answer script can be handed over to the Blue Dot people. Other thing I like to mention that physically challenged students, there may have some centers, those have 1 or 2 physically challenged students. For physically challenged student, you check all the documents, they have authorized document provided by us, that is with him or her is there or not. After physically verifying all the document, you may allow him the scribe or you may allow him the specific time, extra time period.
That is, there is also given in the, actually it is already given one page is student will be carrying one letter from institute. Another letter is given to the center in charge where it is clearly mentioned whatever extra facility is given to the handicapped student. So that should be taken care of. Now, anybody is there in the line? Yeah, tell me.
If there have any confusion, please let us know.
Tell me. It is heavy raining in Bombay. Yeah. So you wrap up the answer script in a plastic paper before sending. Any questions? Anybody is there? Hello. Yesterday you spoke to me. Tell me. Any questions are there? Anybody? Where from? Dhanda, tell me. Unused question paper, you keep it in your center. After the examination over, after 18 June, we will give you necessary instruction. Okay? Then we will tell you after last date of examination is over. Okay, we will give the instruction to the center in charge regarding unused question paper that you have to keep it in a secret condition. Okay,
sir, that regarding unused question paper, if it is very less amount, you can send it within the used answer script. And if it is the huge volume, then you keep it on your, in your end, kept it in your end in a secure condition. After the exam is over, we will inform you what to do about the unused question paper.
Acha, anybody else? Any other question? Okay. Any questions? Now, I always am asking everybody to be careful with the conduct of examination and be careful with the question paper. It should be kept in a secure condition, and one key is with the center in charge, one is key with the observer. So they should come in the center in a proper time. You kindly say, observer, you are requested to see the lamination sheet where it is clearly mentioned that observer should come around 1 p.m. in the center, and also at the 9 June when they visit, they should make see the necessary arrangement is made by the center in charge. And regarding keeping of answer script and everything, this is very important for conduct of examination.
Regarding key, we request you, you must receive the key sent by us. We have already sent the key of center in charge and observer. If anybody not received the observer's key or center in charge key, please let us be informed. Then we can take the necessary action about that. But by 9th of this month, all of you must receive the QP. All of you must receive the exam stationery and material to conduct smooth conducting of examination. Yes. Anybody? Any question?
Any question? Hello? Can you speak louder? Yes.
Now in the market you have to purchase it and bill, the actual bill should be made. We will make the reimbursement.
All the answer script should be packed in a plastic cover before sending to the headquarters, and we will whatever purchase made for the plastic we will reimbursement at the time of settlement of bills.
And anything else, you must be careful that all the exam stationery, all the exam material including key you have received by 9th, all the thing must be received by you, and that to be confirmed to us that you have received all the document.
And regarding the Hindi answer script, we did not send any Hindi answer script. We have sent you one Hindi stamp. Anybody is using answer script, they put the Hindi stamp on the answer script and given to the student. Okay, there is no separate Hindi answer script. We have provided Hindi stamp, and we, along with the stamper to the each exam centers, they should use the Hindi stamp and give it to the student. Okay, this is very clear. This is for observer as well as the center in charge. There is no separate Hindi answer script. You have to stamp the answer script with the Hindi stamp and give it to the student.
And for sending the answer script to us, no need to send the Hindi answer script separately. You should send the Hindi English answer script in a same lot, roll number wise sequence manner. Course wise different packet, but Hindi English no separate packet, only say one packet for English or Hindi, same packet, roll number sequence answer script should be there. Okay. And if there have any unfair means for a particular student, anything happened, use of any electronic gadget or any mobile phone must be reported against, or any note, if you have found it, then that should be reported against, and for that reported against copy is also with you, that to be filled up by the student and as well as signed by the center in charge. That answer script also you keep in the packet, but in a separate small packet, same packet but in a separate small packet.
Writing RA candidate.
Yes.
That has to be done by the center in charge, as well as the observer should mention in the online report there is a RA candidate on that particular day.
And whenever you are filling the attendance of that student, on that place that mention remarks column is there, you can mention that is the RA candidate.
Any questions? Any questions? Anybody? Any questions are there? Any clarification? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Everything is fine. You have understood.
Sir, have you received all the stationery, all the material to your end? And if received, then please be confirm us. Then we can also be safe condition, safe side. That
Any problem, you contact the half persons. Half persons, you have everybody received phone call from the half persons and who are looking after each particular centers. You kindly coordinate with the half persons and give any problem. You kindly talk to the half persons, and half persons will give necessary instruction and clarification.
Yes.
You have already got the half persons mobile number, everybody, all of the observer as well as the center in charge. They are making regular calls. So you kindly contact the half persons regarding these matters. Yeah, tell me. Tell me. We can hear you. Tell me. Tell me. You will receive it today. Which center? Which? Indoor. Okay, we are talking to the courier person. You will be receiving, maybe you are receiving today. Tell me. Admi, Bilwara Admi, tell me. You follow the examination sheet.
Guideline is there, sir. Everybody, we have sent you that blue sheet.
हाँ हाँ, वो चाबी, वो ट्रंक उधर सेंटर इंचार्ज के पास है, वो चाबी लेके उसके पास, आपका चाबी लेके आप जाएंगे, ईच डे का चाबी लेके आप जाएंगे, उधर जाने के बाद ही इसको दोनों मिल के ओपन करेंगे।
की पैकेट के ऊपर आपका एग्जाम डेट लगा हुआ है, वो डेट देख के ही लेके जाएंगे, तो आपका सेंटर इंचार्ज का भी चाबी लगेगा और ऑब्जर्वर का भी चाबी लगेगा, दोनों चाबी मिलके वो ट्रंक, स्पेसिफिक ट्रंक ओपन होगा, एंड ओपन होने के बाद एक अंडरटेकिंग फॉर्म,
you have to visit 9th of June, but you do not have to open the trunk on 9th of June, you have to open in the 11th June. You should see whether necessary arrangement has been made, whether the center have received all the 8 trunks, and whether all the trunks belong to that center, and if they have belong to the each 11 June trunk they have received 12 June. You submit a report to us through mail to headquarters. You kindly thank you very much, and please ensure the examination is conducted smoothly. I understand. That's why I am speaking very loud. Yeah, you have the half person number. No, half person. You talk to the half person. He will guide you everything. Yes. Any problem you contact them. They are waiting for your call. All the half persons are waiting for the call from the observer as well as the center in charge. Please talk to them if you have any doubt or any problem. They will help you in each and every matter. Yeah, if it is call is over, you can disconnect the call.
Sir, another thing I like to mention you that you please log in to your center in charge login. In that center in charge login, all the instruction, all the document, all the records are there. You can see. Achha, if you are the observer, then it is not required. In the observer's dashboard is also there. Every day of the exam, after the exam is over, you have to report that how the exam is over, how the situation is there, everything is in tune condition or not. You just report it to us on every day. Okay. And your role is very vital to look up the matter that every situation is under control. Okay. If any discrepancy, if any difference, please let us be informed.
Sir, one of the observer has suggested that answers packet should be sent to the examination centers in a plastic cover. For your information, we are sending all the answer script in a plastic cover, then put it in a cartoon box and send it to the exam centers for this rainy season. So these answer scripts are already covered in the plastic. When you go in 9 June, you will find all the answer scripts are covered in a plastic packets. Okay, our protection from the rains.
All new answer script, unused answer script, we have set all, including all precaution. We have taken all precaution. Cloth bind envelope. We have used that rainy cloth wrapper page as well as the carton. Everything we have used. So don't worry about that. You can see. After reaching to the exam center, you can see that all the exam materials should be in intact condition. But if any difference, if any discrepancy, please let us be informed.
Each day of examination, observer should come to the exam center at 1 p.m. Carry the key of that particular date, and they, along with the center in charge, will open the trunks in the presence of 2 students. This is very important, and they will all sign the declaration and send it the scan copy through the headquarters, through email, through PDF scanning or whatever scanning. They have to send it to us. This is very important. After the examination is over, they will send all the signed hard copy to courier to us. This signed declaration for opening of QP. This is very important and this is very vital in the present day. This is everybody should follow. And regarding, since it's the summer season, the water should be provided to the student. That should be a normal water that is available in the colleges or schools. No mineral waters, nothing should be provided to the students. Okay, that is very clear. But since here everybody, the waterman charges are paid to the centers, they should use the watermans for providing to water to the student. This is very important. Any question? Discontinue.
Hello, is there anybody?
What? Huh? And now, Pradipta, you want to say something? Tell me regarding conduct of examination.
All I want to say is, sir, this is rainy season. All the answer sheets, blank answer sheets, have been already sent in plastic covers in the carton box. So you will receive them in secure condition. But we request you that once you send the written answer scripts from your end, please ensure plastic cover before wrapping it in the envelope or whatever carton box you are sending. In regard to stationery expenses, don't worry about it. You give us the original bills and we will reimburse that. And in case of any delay anywhere, please contact our hub person or any of the numbers that you have. 24 hours of any query that you need to satisfy, we are always there for you. We hope that the exams are conducted successfully. We are very thankful for your support that you are providing us. In regard to question papers, already our answer scripts, our earlier guidance has been given by our HOD. There are two kinds of answer scripts that has been sent to you. One is that intermediate and foundation one, which is colored orange, and the other one is magenta or pinkish color, that is for the final. Please do not mix the two. The courses of the answers, the written answer scripts will be separately sent to us, but Hindi English medium answer scripts, written scripts will be kept together and posted to us. Every day the courier will be collecting the answer scripts from your end. So don't worry, except on Sundays. So the next day, next working day, they will collect it from your end. Please ensure, please instruct your invigilators that all the columns, all the dots and everything are filled by the students before they put their signature. Kindly ensure that the students have filled the data correctly, because without the correction of the correct inputs of the data, the papers do not get evaluated. So the instruction sheets should be read out to the students before starting the examination. Examinations to candidates will be given time to read the question paper, and the answer scripts, blank answer scripts, will be provided on dot start of the exam at 2 p.m. The center in charge should take necessary action to see that all the candidates who appear for the papers are having the admit card with them or any other documents or approval that has been provided by the examination department. Mobile phones, it has already been mentioned, no allowing people with mobile phones in the examination hall. All the mobile phones can be kept in switched off mode outside the exam hall in their bags. Please take due care that such activities do not take place. No electronic gadgets apart from calculators. And in regard to water, our HOD has already mentioned drinking water in the summer season is a must. Please provide water serving people, the waterman. We will be reimbursing that. It has already been mentioned to you. No mineral water bottles for the candidates or anybody in the center. Anything else, sir?
Nothing is I want to tell you one thing, that atmosphere in the classroom should be very quiet and simple, and invigilation of each center should be very strict. I am very much clearly saying, repeat and again, the invigilation in the classroom should be very strict, and no student should be allowed to do unfair means, and mobile phones are not allowed in the examination hall. Any electronic gadgets are not allowed in the examination hall. If anybody student is found a mobile phone with a switched off mode, even with a switched off mode, they should be expelled from the examination hall immediately, and they should be reported against. And the reported against forms and everything is available with the center in charge, and there is a clear guidance in there. I always recording is an observer to ask the center in charge to read the center guidelines which is already given to the center in charge. Most of the center in charge do not follow that. Sometimes they follow. Please ask them to strictly follow that. Always remember there is a reading time of question paper from 1:45 to 2 p.m. So students should get the question paper at the time of 1:45 and they should be allowed to 15 minutes time for reading the question paper. And most important, students should not write anything on the question paper during this reading time. This is very vital. Many students started writing the question papers thinking like that. They should not do not do that. And answers should be given to the student exactly at 2 p.m. not before that, because they will, if you give the answers key before that, they will start writing, so you cannot stop them. So you will give the answers key at 2 p.m, give the question paper at 1:45 p.m, so that they will be allowed a 15-minute reading time. Students should not be allowed to write anything even in the question papers regarding the answers. This is very much clear instruction to you. And invigilation should be very strict. No person in the examination centers will be allowed without any authorization. This is very clear instruction. Nobody. Even the students are allowed with the admit card. Nobody should be allowed. If we have allowed anybody, there should be an authorization from Calcutta headquarters that these persons are allowed, authorized by the to visit. Otherwise, no student person should be allowed to visit examination hall or examination centers. This is very clear instruction. And regarding, be careful with the trunks and be careful with the, and all the trunks should be kept in a secured condition. That observer has to ensure that they only when they visit on 9 June. I repeatedly all the requesting all the observer to make a visit on 9 June. This is very vital. See the seating arrangement, all the necessary arrangement in the examination halls and everywhere. This is very vital. In case of big centers, there where is 800, 900 students are appearing, they should see the proper arrangement has been made. This is very important. Because some of the centers are very big, like 500, 600 students are appearing in each day, first 4 days. So there will be always a rush for first 4 days, because there will be intermediate student, foundation student, as well as the final students are there. So first 4 days is very vital. There should be strict invigilation on the first 4 days. This is very important. So any problem, I again repeating every observer as well as the center in charge. If you have any problem, please contact the hub persons. Hub persons mobile numbers are with you. In the mail also we have given. You talk to them. Any clarification, you please talk to them. This is very important. Yes, and yes, that is one of the observers suggested that invigilators in the classroom should not be allowed with the mobile phone. This is a very good suggestion. We will also ask the center in charge, and that observer should also ensure, and we will also give the instruction to the center in charge through mails that invigilators should not also be allowed to carry mobile phones in the halls. This is very important. Very good suggestion from one of the observer. We will follow and we will shoot one email tomorrow morning by today itself for all the center in charge. It is very
kindly ensure that the invigilators do not use mobile phones in the examination center. We have just received some suggestions from observers. We request on behalf of examination directorate also that observers kindly make sure that use of mobile phones even by the invigilators or any authority there should not be done in the examination hall. It becomes a source of disturbance for them and even malpractice. So kindly ensure that mobile phone use by the invigilators are not done in the center. They may attend phones outside the hall, not inside the hall at all, sir.
And they should not indulge any with the talking with the student at the time of giving examination. That is also very important. So they should maintain the proper atmosphere in conducting the examination in all the examination centers. This is very important, and I always request the observer, they should be center in charge are there to guide the conduct the examination. You people observers are the eyes of examination directorate. You will assist the center in charge, but the main responsibility lies with the center in charge. If you find any problem, you ask the center in charge to take the necessary steps. Okay, so your main job is to help the center in charge to conduct the examination. So, and also report if you find anything there, and please ensure that invigilation has been done very strictly and very strongly. And Again, I repeating that trunk should be kept in a secured condition for all 8 days. This is very important, and also keep it in your mind.
We request observers or center in charge to send us a report if possible through mail on 9th.
Yes, every observer should send one mail that every arrangement has been made, proper arrangement has been made for conduct of examination by the centers.
After the visiting on 9th. 9th is the day when the observer and center in charge should confirm that all the details of examination is ready and they have received all their consignments and see that the arrangements are being done.
No, one observation has come from one observer that index of writes a wrong roll number in the answer sheet. So
no, in that case, the answer script should be cancelled. If it is in means beginning time, if you have find it out, then you have to cancel that answer script because roll number is very much primary document for that answer script. So roll number should be for writing the answers, writing the roll number in the answer script and bubbling of roll number to that specific answer script. That is the primary document that to be written carefully and that to be correct one. If the students written the wrong roll number, that answer script to be cancelled, new roll number.
That is also depend how far when you have pointed out. If 1.5 hour examination is over, then it will be a difficult one.
Then in that case you have to means that roll number sticker is there, add on additional security roll number sticker is there from the attendance sheet. You have to paste the specific roll number only, and if possible that wrong roll number should be whitener should be put and specific roll number, correct roll number should be written, but that is not been suggested. We are suggesting if it is in only one page, then that answer script to be cancelled and that new answer script to be provided.
Within first half an hour, kindly ensure that the invigilators check the front page of the answer scripts. The candidates have filled it correctly, because if they make mistakes in that first page, the evaluation of that paper will not be possible. So kindly ensure that the correct information has been entered by the student within the first half an hour of the examination. In case there is some mistake in regard to roll number, it will be very difficult to change and cancel that answer scripts later on. In the initial time only, the answer scripts will have to be cancelled and fresh answer scripts given. But if the student has already started writing on the answer scripts after 2-3 pages, it will be very difficult for him to make up in the given time. So please ensure that within half an hour to 45 minutes before signature of the invigilators, the correct data has been provided by the candidate on the first sheet of the answer scripts.
Another thing I like to mention you, at the time of signing of answer script of the student answer script by the invigilator, at that time you must check that students are signing the attendance sheet in correct position. He has written the right roll number to his answer script, and also take his admit card to the invigilator, deposit the admit card to the invigilator, signed each invigilator, sign the invigilator on the admit card, and at the time of exam over, whenever he is hand over the answer script to the invigilator, at that time only that admit card to be handed over to the student, because that is the additional security. By that we have found some cases is there that answer script is missing. In that way that answer script should be kept secured, and answer script to be very much countable at the examination hall. So whenever you are signing the invigilators are signing the to the students answer script, at that time that admit card should be taken off from the student, and every data should be checked carefully. And after taking off the written answer script from the student, then only that signed admit card to be handed over to the student.
One thing, one of the observers asked whether the electricity or the generator is a mandatory for the examination center. Actually, that is a very mandatory for the each and every exam centers, because due to the power cut, they will be very difficult to give the examination. So, in case, so each and every exam center should have their alternative power backups like generators, and that is very mandatory, and that is very essential also to give the examination. If there is a power cut, how the student will give the examination?
That justification, that decision has to be taken by the center in charge.
Yes,
In
sir.
Kolkata, we cannot sit and tell you whether a generator has to be given. But kindly ensure that there is no power cut during the examination. If you find your region falls under some category where there is regular power cut, yes, a generator has to be kept as a backup. If your school or college has its own backup, then there is no need. But if there is a generator required, kindly ensure that there is no power failure during the examination. So that decision has to be taken by the center in charge. Yes, if there is a generator used, then it will be reimbursed. But you have to know whether your area falls under that category. If there is regular power cuts, you need to ensure that the power failure does not take place during that time. Any doubts, you let us know, please.
So all the observer, they should visit on 9th June, and please, any problem, you talk to the half persons whose mobile number has been given. You any problem, you give them a call, they will clarify each and everything.
See, once the answers are already been given, there are some people asking the question that there is a wrong roll number written by the candidate, and the candidate has written the booklet answers already. Then in that case, we have no other option to give you. It's only that there is already a barcode sticker available. That barcode sticker has to be attached in the right place on the answer script on the first page. That is the only security that is available. That is why we are repeatedly saying that within the first half an hour to 45 minutes, kindly make sure that the data that has been provided by the students, the candidates, is correct on the first page. Before putting the signature of the invigilator, within half an hour to 45 minutes after the start of examination, see that the roll numbers are all detailed or correct. If the details are not correct in the first half an hour, 45 minutes, then the student must have written 2-3 pages. It will be very difficult for the student to complete the paper within time. So we cannot help it. The students has to take that judgment. They have to be very careful about filling the first page. So kindly read out the instructions in this regard to the students. The center in charge, we repeatedly ask you that the invigilators on each of the classrooms of the examination read out the instructions carefully to the candidates, so that they are very careful on completing the first page of the answer script.
And as well as I like to mention you to avoid the mistake of written roll number in the answer script at the time of distribution of answer script on every hall. Invigilator, if they have announced that every student should write the correct roll number, then students should be careful about that, to writing the roll number in the answer script. At the time of distribution of answer script, every invigilator should announce in the hall that roll number is the primary document. Roll number should be written carefully. Roll number should be written correctly. Then students should be very much careful.
Okay, now that's all we will do. I request all the observers, they should make visit on 9 June, and make sure that all the arrangement has been made by the examination center for conducting the June examination from 11 to 18 June from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And also make sure that all the confidential packets in the trunks and everything has been kept in a secret condition. That is very vital for conducting our examination. And again, I am repeatedly saying, any problem faced by the observer, any problem they have faced, they should contact the hub persons whose email ID, phone numbers, mobile number has been given to send to them through mail, as well as they have already made call to you. So please keep the name and to contact them if you have any problem. Okay, and Just one
In case of any doubt, please get in touch with the phone number, the mobile number that is provided to
The
you.
mobile number is there, that mail ID is given there, exam help desk mail ID is given there. You just let us inform anyway. So many mobile number, email ID is given to you. You just mail us in any way, inform us anyway. That center login is also there. You have to log in there and you can inform us. Then we will know that what kinds of problems are there. We can take the necessary action.
One observer said that if the found is unfair means what case should be taken. If they have unfair means they should be reported immediately to the center in charge, and center in charge will take necessary step that is already written in the center guidelines in case that student should be reported against.
And after means one form is there, that
the ownership form is there. They should fill up the form and send the answer script separately to us, and they should also mention in the attendance that they are the
separately means separate packet means the same big packet with a small packet. If it is unfair means answer script, RA answer script, that should be kept in a small packet, and that small packet kept above the big packet. That's all. And for RA candidate, that RA form to be signed by the candidate, RA form to be filled up and signed by the candidate and as well as the center in charge. That is the only procedure.
These instructions have already been given to the center in charge. It is the center in charge responsibility to see that the RA candidate details are sent to the exam centers.
Examination
Directorate here in Kolkata. So in this regard, the
center in charge, as well as if you want, you can go through the guidelines thoroughly and ask the center in charge to read the guidelines thoroughly, so that every point is written in the center guidelines of 8 pages. So very careful, and regarding the open up question papers, you should be very careful and strictly follow the rules what we have given. Okay.
And as well as we request you at the time of opening question paper, that undertaking form is there. That undertaking form must be signed every day. 8 days exam, 8-day undertaking form should be signed. That is our primary document. That undertaking form should be signed by the center in charge, by the observer, and in presence of 2 students. 2 student signature is also required. His registration number, his name and his signature is also required. That undertaking form should be signed on every day at the time of opening QP. That is the only document that all QP are in intact condition. Okay, and after all exam over, all that undertaking, whatever you have done, send it, including that attendance sheet packet. Attendance sheet packet, you just change that all undertaking form. And if any students are there, those students are, suppose means that students may not be there, that students should not be there, I think so. But if maybe there have some student, those are unable to bring the admit card by sudden mistake, or they have forgotten that, in that case also he has to provide the roll number, registration number, and on that case undertaking form, one small undertaking form is there by the student, that without providing the specific document, without providing the supporting document, his result will be withheld. That undertaking form to be signed by the student.
Roll number without admit card without.
And sometimes one case is there. Sometimes we have seen few mail that those students are not appearing their specific allotted center. They wants to appear to other center, or any problem regarding that. We have means 4 or 5 cases is there throughout India. Those students are requesting to change the exam center after hosting the admit card. On that case, all case means 4 or 5 students are there. For those case students, we have sent the mail to those students. On that case, that actual admit card and our mail should be checked by the student, that yes, he has granted to change the exam center. On those case, he has to provide a provisional roll number. Means that roll number from the last page of the attendance sheet, those roll number is blank, not allotted for a specific student. That roll number to be provided to that specific student.
That roll number can be provided by center in charge.
Yes.
And sent it to us in that, because he will be sending us the attendance sheet, so it will be there. So in such cases, we have already sent a communication to the candidate. If that communication is provided to the center, they can take the right action for that.
Yes. For that case, that mail we have sent to the specific student, that mail is very much clear. If you can check that mail from the student, then he can show that mail from us. That mail is clearly mentioned what to be done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I request everybody to help in conducting the ICAI examination of June 2018 in a proper atmosphere. And after 9 June visit, you kindly send us the report. Okay.
Okay,
That's
thank
good.
you very much.
Thank you very